Hey, it's Marina, Travel Experta. Today, we're going to be talking about Sublime Restaurant in Guatemala City. Are you guys ready for an adventure? Let's begin. So, a little while back, I was talking to one of my friends, and I was mentioning that for vegetarians, especially vegans, it's really hard to find a Michelin star restaurant in the world because the majority of them are not vegetarians. And she was like, "Oh, I don't even know what a Michelin star restaurant is." And I was like, it's a fixed menu, it's a tasting menu where the chef, it's pretty much an artwork. And she mentioned that in Guatemala, there are several restaurants that offer these tasting menus. And we've actually been to one, Flor de Lis. So please go and listen to that podcast and that review because that was a very special restaurant as well. And I didn't realize that there was another one, and this one is called Sublime. And of course, and the beauty about the restaurants in Guatemala, they don't have Michelin star restaurants. However, I can guarantee some of these should be up there with the Michelin star ratings. So the coolest thing about these tasting menus is that they are actually very open to serving vegetarian options. The same exact tasting menu can be done in a vegetarian option. Vegan is really pushing it, so we are okay with vegetarian. So when I got in touch with them, they were completely excited to do a vegetarian option of the same tasting menu. So the tasting menu in Sublime is really unique because it focuses on the Guatemalan, the Mayan historic culture. It actually is 12 dishes. It's called the menu degustación, which is the tasting menu. And it pretty much takes you all around Guatemalan historic region dating all the way back to 1500s, the flavors. I mean, it's really an artwork. It's an experience of traveling through time all through Guatemalan regions all over Guatemala. It's amazing. And it's about $60, $65 per person, which I think is very affordable. And they also offer a wine tasting menu to go with it that goes with it. And that is an extra $35 per person. So it would be about $100 per person if both of you get the wine menu. You don't have to get the wine tasting. I personally did because I really wanted to taste it. And it was amazingly the amount of wine they give you. Normally, they give a lot less wine. So this is a very generous restaurant. And the dishes were fantastic. They came out, they had a sommelier first talk about the wines with each dish. Also, each dish was explained with the flavors, with the creation of it. The chef comes out and greets you. It's located right in Guatemala City. They do have a parking right there where you can park outside. It's very easy to get to. The restaurant is also quite beautiful. It is an incredibly interesting experience that takes about 2 to 3 hours, depending on how slow you want to eat or how quick, but at least definitely give it a good 2 hours to 2.5 hours to truly enjoy yourself and the flow of the dish. And you do need to make reservations on the weekdays. It's fantastic. There's hardly anyone there at all. But on weekends, it does get pretty full. So make sure that you do make reservations. They do speak English quite well. The majority of the people can help you with that. And if they also, obviously, everything is in Spanish. If you guys have been there and have had a good experience, bad experience, I'd love to hear more about your experience. Please let me know. And if you enjoyed this episode, share it with your friend and leave me a review. And remember to make every day an adventure.